Okay. Hello and good afternoon, good evening, or good morning to everyone who are currently viewing us live right now. And I am welcoming you to our learning event right now. So, learn Open Roads Concept Station in a minute. Yeah, before we begin, I would like to invite all of you to join our uh, page, groups, and subscribe our channel. So here, we are actually live in different platforms. So we are live here in Digital Creatives Worldwide. Also in here in Beam Worldwide. So I want you to subscribe these two channels. Also, we are live here in Facebook, Digital Creatives Worldwide. Also, we are linked in LinkedIn. So here we are live also in CAD Community Asia. So by the way, I want to welcome once more all of our young engineers and other participants who are with us right now. So welcome once more to Learn Open Roads Concept Station in a minute. The concept of an open road is in engineering is typically refer to an idea of designing roadway or transportation infrastructure that is free from obstacles and interruptions. So this concept is fundamental in planning and designing roadways, right, Sir Kenneth? And like the highways and other transportation networks to ensure the safe and efficient travel for vehicles and pedestrian. So, Sir Kenneth, I think you can now welcome our guest sharer for this night, and I think he will be sharing a lot this evening.
Yes, everyone, good evening. So let me introduce our speaker for today, Maylen Yi Kabalan. So she is currently a manager of the Civil Engineering Success Services at Bentley Systems SEA.
Oh, hello. Good
Hello, ma'am.
evening.
Good evening. So, ma'am Maylene, may tanong lang po ako. So,
Yes.
balita po namin na how were you able to be where you are now? Kasi from Philippines to Singapore, it's quite a long run since simula po nung pag-start nyo po as uh, a beam specialist.
Oh, okay. You're asking about how I arrived or how I came to be in Singapore, right? So,
Yes, ma'am.
okay. Bali po, I worked as consultant as well as trainer for different software uh, vendors there in the Philippines. Then after some time, I was referred to another, affiliate of another software vendor here in Singapore. Then it all started there around 2008 when I transferred here in Singapore, and then that's history.
And ma'am, maitanong ko lang po, since excited na din po ang lahat, ano po ba yung possible na pwede pong i-expect ng ating mga viewers for tonight about this course?
Okay. I'll go through discussing OpenRoads ConceptStation. So basically, it's a Bentley solution or software that is used for creating conceptual models po ng mga roads, bridges, as well as tunnel. Then I'll run them through how easy to use and learn the software. Hence the title, you will learn it in minutes, right? So I'll go through a sample data, okay, from where we will start from free internet data. Then yun yung ating magiging base terrain. And then we'll start creating road and bridges. And then after that, we'll consolidate and make sure that we arrive with different costs. Okay, and then make sure that we decide uh, as to what is the most cost effective in the design, so that when you go to the detailed design, okay, you know what to expect in the model as you design it, and of course yung pinaka-importante yung cost of the project. Mhm. And then last part would be how you can present this to different stakeholders. If you need to present the final option or final conceptual design in a visualization or a video or a high resolution imagery.
So, yun. Thank you,
Mhm.
ma'am, for the insights kung ano po
Mhm.
yung what to expect ng ating mga viewers for tonight's.
So, okay. So without further ado, I will start my presentation now. Okay. So again, good evening, good afternoon, or good morning to everyone who are in this webinar. Right. Again, I'm Maylen Yi Kabalan. I am a manager for User Success Solutions Engineering, Bentley Systems, Singapore. But I also support the Southeast Asia region, and it also extends to the APAC region. Okay, so today I'll be running you through learning OpenRoads ConceptStation, and the title is indicating minutes because it's really easy to use. It's really easy to use, very straightforward. All you need to do is just install, of course, and then look at the tools that are available. And of course, the intent is for you to create a conceptual model of a road, bridges, or tunnels if the project requires you to more or less combine all these three infrastructure. Uh, okay, so as I've said, I'll run through, actually, I mentioned it earlier already, that I'll run you through learning it by starting from a free data, which we will just download from the internet. And then from there, we'll use some straightforward engineering sketching tools to create the 3D model. And then as we design this infrastructure, okay, or linear infrastructure, we'll also identify different options. Um, for the essence of time, we will come up with two design options so that more or less you can extract quantities as well as costs, and then decide as to which one would be the best in terms of running or getting that particular conceptual design to the detailed design phase. Okay. And then, of course, as you are creating it, you're also creating more or less a visualization of your conceptual model. And then we have a tool that will allow you to generate visualization by exporting it to LumenRT, okay, which is also part of the package. So when you install OpenRoads ConceptStation, you'll also get you also get to install for free LumenRT uh, with the software. Okay, it's important that later on you create this visualization so that when you need to share your final conceptual model to those who would rather just look at the animation, right, and then maybe a walkthrough or a fly through of your model, then it's easy to communicate your design intent because there is already a visualization coming from your conceptual model. Okay. Now, before I start, I'll just run you through because Concept Station is not just one solution available in Bentley system. We actually have hundreds. Okay, but in a typical design and engineering workflow, which from where we go from survey data, conceptual design, and then detailed design and analysis, and maybe to create a high-end visual animation or rendered images of your design, right? So where does our solution lies? So actually, for every aspect of the civil workflow, from survey, we have iTwin capture. Then, of course, the topic today, which is Open Roads Concept Station, that's considered for the conceptual or early design stage. And for the detailed design and analysis, depending on your project, could be for roads, for site, for drainage, uh, analysis, okay, bridges, tunnels, and also detailing, right? We have this solutions as well. And most of these solutions come with free Lumen RT, which is Bentley's visualization uh, solution, okay? There. So we actually have it as a full civil works suite package, but then you also have an option to just install any of these solutions that I have mentioned. So so that's why tonight we'll only focus on one solution kasi it's not enough to discuss everything in one an hour or a 2 hour presentation like this one. So I'll be focusing more on the conceptual model creation, and if need be, maybe we could have another session from where we could discuss iTwin capture for reality modeling and all these detailed design and analysis solution. And of course, a snippet of Lumen RT will be shown as well later on kasi the output, okay, the output, one of the outputs of Concept Station is for you to create a high-end visual rendering, could be still images, could be an animation. Okay, so let's start. What is Open Roads Concept Station and why do you need it? Okay, in your typical creation of a linear project. So when I say linear project, of course, that entails roads, highways, bridges, and sometimes, right, tunnels as well. In the Philippines, right? I think there are quite a lot of projects already that combines tunnels as well. So if you have to go through uh, creating first the conceptual model, which is very important, right? Bago po tayo pumunta sa detailed design, right? We need to make sure maybe our proposed alignment is optimized, right? And of course, the stakeholders that would be involved in the decision of finalizing this infrastructure project is very important to consider. So that's why I'll run you through this four uh, topics. By firstly, okay, we'll create a quick model of the linear infrastructure that I have mentioned, right? And then rapidly evaluate alternatives. As I mentioned earlier, may gagawa tayo ng two options on how we can evaluate kung ano ba yung mas cost efficient, right? And in terms of the quantities as well as cost of the entire project, because there is a tool in Open Roads Concept Station that summarizes all the quantities so that we can understand the financial implications of the project. If it's too high or too too low, or just nice for the budget, right? That is allocated for that particular infrastructure project. And lastly, share realistic visualization. Okay, and so tonight, okay, we'll create a mock project, right? From where we would only be getting data free from the internet. Okay, so this is what I actually prepared for this presentation. I focused on one area in Morong Rizal. It's actually the town area, a town proper. We're in um, the challenge in this area is that there's too much congestion along this Manila East Road. Okay, so who are from Rizal here or who's watching? just say hi. I'm from Rizal, okay? But I'm not from Rizal. I am from Las Piñas, actually, in the Philippines, okay? But say hi to those who are who are familiar to this area. Okay? And again, disclaimer lang po, this is just a mock project which I come up with so that I could present the solution to you. Okay? So the solution is for us to create more or less a diversion road that would connect the Manila East Road to somewhere north, JP Rizal. So it's around 3 to 4 kilometer of road, and we'll make it two-way. If we need to add bridge, we will add bridge. And then the area is relatively flat, so tunnel is not really that required. But I will show a finished project wherein, or a finished sample project wherein a tunnel is also created in OpenRoads concept station. Okay. Now the challenge here, as I mentioned, is we don't have survey data. Okay. So if that is the case, where are we going to start? So what we will do is we'll get it from the free internet download. Okay, we'll download it from the internet. So that's where we will start uh, with Concept Station. So there. Actually, I prepared the video, okay, of the steps that I will do. But then I will also maybe partly do some of the steps live. Okay. So here, this is Open Roads Concept Station. Okay. But by the way, there would be a link later on from where you can download the software for free. Okay, all you need to do is just create a Bentley profile. And for those who are in the academe, you can get free education license of Open Roads Concept Station. Okay, so let's start. So I'm going to create a project. Okay, now since I'm connected to the internet, okay, I can readily see. Uh, of course, I last searched to Philippines. That's why you can see Philippines here. Okay, I hope it's loading properly in your screen. Okay, but then of course, if you're somewhere not in the Philippines, you could also see it, right? So you can also see it. So, like for instance, if you have a certain area of concern, so I'm gonna probably type in Cebu and then search, and it will go to Cebu. Okay. So this one is what we call or streaming live from using Microsoft Bing, right? And it could also load in the aerial photo layers. Okay. Now going back to our project area, Morong Rizal, right? I'm gonna click this, then um, search. Okay. So it's really easy. Okay, as long as we're connected to the internet. Okay, there. So this is yung area that we are concerned with. And all you need to do is just define the boundary by using this tool here. Pwedeng, it can be a rectangle, it can be any shape at all. So let me just simplify by creating this shape here. Okay. And then give it a name, Morong Rizal Diversion Road. Okay. And I need to make sure that it's in the right position. So I'm going to use the PRS 92 zone 3 coordinate system. Okay. And then once I'm okay with my area, I will just click create. And then this is where we need to make sure, okay, depending on the data that we have at hand. So like what I mentioned earlier, the challenge is we don't have a survey data. So if you don't have a survey data, you can just use the geo coordination services. But if, let's say, for instance, you have survey data in CAD format, in land XML format, or a reality mesh, right? You can import from your local drive, okay, by using this one. Now let's rely on the free data. Okay, I'm gonna click use geo coordination. Oh, and there you go. The area is again still highlighted. And then this is where we indicate what sort of data we will download. Okay. Now to make things a bit fast, since we are streaming, right? And this is live, we'll stick with terrain first and also stream from Bing Maps. Okay. So I'm going to click next now. So it will detect different services or services from the internet. Specifically, if you notice here, there's terrain, then there's a file size already, but where is this being downloaded? So I'm going to click details, and then it shows that the terrain will be coming from this one. So I'm going to click show, so that more or less you'll see where it's being pulled from. So it's actually being pulled from jpl.nasa.gov. Okay. Of course, this is for conceptual modeling. Huh? So do not expect that it would be high resolution. And apart from that, we're downloading a free data. So that's why our terrain would not be that high resolution. Okay. So I'm going to click OK now. Then I'm going to make sure I click download and import. Okay. So it's now downloading the mesh or the terrain from the internet, and then applying some textures as well, and making sure that the Bing map is being streamed while or will be streamed while we're doing our conceptual model. So I'm going to click done. And then after this, you will be able to see, okay, the extent of the area that we have identified earlier. And then if you notice, okay, let me just make sure okay, there. If you notice, okay, and this is our terrain, okay, there. So as I mentioned earlier, it's relatively flat kasi it's in the Morong area, right? But then later on, when we create our road, you will see that there will be cut or fill as we lay out the alignment. Okay, so let me just put it on top view, right? So yan, this is the town proper, right? If you look closely, okay? And then this is where we will connect a road. I think the streaming is affecting how the the resolution of the terrain is being displayed, right? But basically, it looks good on my end, right? Okay, so this is concept station. Now, if you notice here, we have very less or few buttons. Okay, that's why it's really easy to learn it. So we have road placement tools. In the road placement tools, if you would later on create, of course, the main road, then intersection, roundabouts, ramps, and even convert some of the uh, OpenStreetMap, okay, data that you can download from the internet as well. Okay, so yan. And then lane markings, if you need to add lane markings later on, linear furnitures, bridges. Okay? This is where you would tell the software that you would now be using bridges and tunnels, right? And then some measurement, culvert first, and drainage tools, measurement tools, and of course some of these CAD modeling tools. Okay, and there are few buttons here that's very important, right? Like for instance, when you're going to create the corridor already of either road, bridges, or tunnel, right? We have this concept called or item here called templates. this is where you can customize. So if you notice, I click road, then 2 lanes. And once I go inside that folder, it will show you different types of road, right? So like for instance, let me choose rural, right? I click and place edit. So in here, it gives us a preview of how our road cross section would look like when we design it later. So the pavements, right side, left side, if there are sidewalks or shoulders, right? Cut and fill on the right side and on the left side. Then you can customize this depending on uh, the typical, right? Typical cross section or template that you would need. Say you can change the values here that you see. Okay, there. This one is for the end condition, which is the cut and fill or the daylighting, right? Buffers are those shoulders and then maybe sidewalk. Then pavings, of course, our pavement on the right, pavement on the left. So anytime you wish to customize your own type of cross section, right, or template, or sometimes they call it assembly, right, you can do so by customizing them here. Then if I click 3D view, yeah, this is how it would look like in 3D later on. Okay. Now, again, this is just for conceptual modeling. That's why the pavements are not too detailed. Okay, we only achieve to create a conceptual model. So we have quite a lot here, and actually, if you have already created some uh, some of your customized templates, and it's done in another project or another OpenRoads project, ConceptStation project, you can import them and then put it here. So like for instance, let me just do it. I will try to import um, a finished set of uh, models or a finished set of templates that is I think it's here in let me try because I have some finished uh open roads model already. So what I want to do is import this other templates that I have previously created. But don't worry, it's easy to create your own, uh, similar to what I've shown earlier. Then all I want is to import these 13 extra templates so that I could utilize it in the same project. Okay. There. And- Okay. Then let me just fit the view. Wait dahil I'm streaming and then using internet heavily. That's why sometimes the graphics card is giving us some challenge. Okay. And then we can start. We can start now. So like if I want to create a road here, right, I would be using the road placement tool. Okay. And then if I specifically want to make sure that I would be following different road classes, right? So halimbawa, I would want it to be an urban local road since we're in the Morong area or Morong Rizal area. So probably we could use urban local road. Okay. And then specific road type that we want, we go up and then let's get it from the set of templates that we imported a while ago. Uh, okay. So this one I'll use. And then maybe give it a name, main road. Then of course, you can also assign different design speed. This is very important because even though you're still in the conceptual stage, your conceptual road model is actually more or less can apply super elevation, especially if there are curves. It by default it's using ASHTO code, which we use in the Philippines. But then anytime you wish to change this, you can do so as well. There's a way for you to customize different design standards so that it won't be limited to this one. Okay, we are using metric, that's why you're seeing metric, but you can customize it to show imperial uh, units. Okay, so with that, I'll just zoom into this area a bit closer, and then let's connect it somewhere here, right? Connect, I'm gonna click. Okay, notice what I've mentioned earlier. Even though our terrain is relatively flat, but the software can detect different changes of elevation. That's why if you notice, the green line that you see here, or the green area that you see, are actually cut or fill depending on where the alignment lies. Huh? So if I would just click here for my first location, right? And then probably wait that, zoom out a bit. Okay, so I'll put it somewhere. The connection, I'll put it here, then there, then I'll probably move it up a little bit, up, zoom out, huh? I'll zoom out so that, yeah, okay, there. And our intention is maybe create a cross section somewhere in JP Rizal Road and the main road here, which is the uh, Manila East Road. Yan. Okay. So notice, zoom in ako. Okay. I'm not too sure if everyone in the call are Filipinos who can speak in Tagalog, right? But there. Okay. So the green, as you can see, are the cut or the fill. We can see it later on when we rotate the model, and automatically, because of the template that we use, it also assigned lane markings. Okay, lane markings, which you can customize later. So what if we want to verify this or change some of the curves? Okay, so notice once I click on the alignment, measurements or dimensions would show up in the plan, and then this one would show up indicating the profile or the long section, right? So if, let's say, for instance, you need to change the radius, so I'll just click on one of the dimensions here, and then maybe if, let's say, I don't want a curve here, I will right click and then just delete. Then, yan. Then if I would further want to increase the radius, I'll just click. And then if, let's say, you want to drag and move the curve a little bit further or wherever you would want it placed, then you can do so. So change again the radius there. Okay. Okay. Sorry, I'm having colds. That's why my voice sometimes is cracking. There. So 200. There. Okay, so let's say we're happy with this already, and then we want to focus on the vertical profile. Okay, so the white line that you see is actually the proposed profile based on how I click on our terrain. But the green ones that you see here are actually the terrain. Okay, it's exaggerated a bit. That's why you're seeing it a bit high. But if we change this to a low exaggeration, like 10, so you see, it's the area is really relatively flat, right? Relatively flat. And we want our alignment or our proposed road to more or less tie with existing roads. So that's why we move it here. And then as well as probably sa last part here, we just make sure it's tied to our existing ground. Okay. And then we want to make sure that there are curves as well in our vertical profile, right? Based on how you feel is best. And then looking at this area, if you notice, we have a river, okay, or Morong River. I think this is Morong River. So it's it's not applicable for us to to create an upgrade type of road here. That's why later on we will add a bridge here. Okay, we'll go back to this one. But let's just focus first on the other portion of the alignment, vertical alignment. Okay. Then if you have to change the uh, curve length or the K value, it's the same thing as what we did in the horizontal. All you need to do is click on the dimension and then you will uh, be able to change it. Okay, there. So, yan. Let's go back to that one a bit later. Uh, yeah, this one we can change already. There. Okay, so let's say we're happy with this. We're happy with this, and everything looks okay, right? And remember, we apply the speed value, right? So if we look at the cross section of this road, you would notice, okay? Oops, sorry, sorry. I'll click it again. Sorry, too much click. Okay, then there's a button here that would allow you to change to cross section view. Okay, and if you would notice, we are already in the curved part. If you're looking at the top view, and then this is a cross section, this is curved, right? So we have actually applied a super elevation as well, okay, or already, because we applied a design speed. That's why naka super elevate na po yung area dito from the curve. Okay, and if we look at and scroll through some of the portions, right, you'll notice that it's going back to the normal crown, right? Because straight na po siya, right there. Okay, now, excuse me. Okay, so let's add in a bridge here in this area. Okay, so that's the first step. And by the way, okay, let me just rotate it so that you can really see that's sometimes some of the area are relatively flat, then some are with cut, some are with fill, right? It extracting that cut and fill based on the terrain that we have downloaded. So in this case, if you notice, this is too low if we intend to put a bridge here. So what we will do, yeah, let me just switch to top view again. Okay, so going back to the profile, okay, so this area, okay, let me check. So that area is here. So we would move it up. Okay, we would move it up. Then make sure that, oops, sobrang taas. Move it down a little bit. Okay. We would know anyway that it's too much, right? So probably we can add another vertical point here, and then there, and then move this a little bit. Then uh, of course, if you're observing different design standards, you can see it straight away from based on the dimension that you are seeing here. Okay, so there you go. This is too high, so let's adjust it a little bit. Okay, there. So this area is the bridge area, right? I think it's still a bit low for us to put a bridge there. Okay, there. Anyway, we can adjust it later. So what we will do next is convert this portion to a bridge. So I'm going to click bridge. Okay. And then choose what type of bridge that you would like to use. And of course, we're using 2 lanes. So it's only applicable that we choose a 2-lane type of bridge, right? And then different beams or girders. Okay, if you're using the ashto, so ito po yung mga samples there. Type of support or piers, tapered, hammerhead. Okay, let's just choose tapered cap. And then our abutment, what type, pile cap or stem wall. Then let's add a wing wall to the abutment. Okay, so I want to apply the bridge maybe at this point. Okay, wait make sure ko lang I select the right alignment. Okay, and then I will apply probably up to this point here. Okay, let's see. Mhm. Ayun, mabagal yung ating streaming. There. So napalitan na natin po with bridge. Okay? Now what I wanna do is maybe move this a little bit. Okay? Kasi baka may mga natatamaan tayong kabahayan. Okay? So that's how it is when you're creating conceptual model, ah. You're more or less like playing around first with your alignment and making sure that later on when land acquisition is needed, you make sure that you consider that aspect as well. Okay, let's see there. So I will now be rotating the model so that you can see that it has already been converted to bridge. Yan. Okay, yun. Okay? So, medyo mababa talaga yung bridge natin. But, with here, with this tool, we can easily move it up, okay? So that you can relatively see that the type of the pier that we have used earlier on. Yan. There. Okay, sandali lang. Naglo-load pa siya. Okay, yun. So medyo mataas na ng konti, right? We'll use a clearance check later if we need to modify it. But looking at one of the peers, right? This is this one. If you look closely and you select it, it's actually the tapered cap, all of it. Okay, but anytime you wish to change at least one or even all of it, like for instance, I'll be changing it to hammerhead type, you can do so by just selecting one or maybe the entire bridge. You select the entire alignment and then um, you update everything. Okay, and load pa siya. Ayun, so it's already hammerhead. And then you can move, right? And place it some other location if need be. Then pwede mo rin pong i-rotate. Okay? If you see this icon or symbology, it means that you can rotate it. Okay. And yeah, just to maybe make sure that everything are properly placed. Okay. Maybe scroll through. Now we have a wing wall here, which you can modify into cantilevered if need be, right? And also adjust the angle of the wing wall, right? Yan. Okay, there. Okay. Now it's already 8 p.m. So um if you want to make sure, right, that you are actually making sure that all the existing roads are also considered. In OpenRoads ConceptStation, okay, notice when you select the corridor, since this was created by using the road placement tool, right? When you select it, it will show as proposed. There's a status of the bridge, of the road that you're creating, if it's proposed, existing, or under construction. Now, if you need it to be part of the calculation later on, you have to be sure that it's set to a status of proposed, right? Then, if for instance you need to model the existing roads, it's it's also possible. All you need to do is just make sure the status is existing. Okay? So like for instance, may existing road po dito. We want to model it as well. Okay, siguro Manila East Road, and then maybe it's also 70 kilometer. Then I'll just lay it out here. It's for the essence of time, I'm just using a short one just to show you this very nice tool that I will uh, show in a while. Okay, so this is the existing. Okay, and I'm zooming in a bit and making sure, I need to make sure, right, that um, that the profile is based on the existing terrain. So what I can do is use this tool to best fit, or to make sure that it best fits to the existing ground. Okay, so I'm going to click OK, and then the software would uh, create a profile based on the existing ground, right? And then notice here, it also shows us the relative cross section of the road that it intersects with, right? For now. And then maybe I'll just move it a little bit to the center line of the existing road so that we can convert this into an intersection. Okay, so let's see. I'm just uh, there. Now, how can you merge these two? How can you merge these two? We have a tool here called intersection, right? So intersection, I'm going to click and then probably choose the proposed road and then our existing road. And then based on the geometry of these two roads, a preview of how the intersection would look like would show up. And this way. Then I'm going to accept that, and then it automatically is converted into a cross section. Okay, very fast at the intersection to be exact. And then I need to make sure that I will change the this road to existing so that when we do calculation later on, it won't be added in the calculation. Okay, it show existing. Excuse me. There. Okay. So another thing, if let's say for instance the bridge that we designed has proper clearance with respect to the roads underneath. Okay, it. So, halimbawa po, we have a barangay road somewhere here, right? And we want to make sure that our bridge uh, has proper clearance with respect to that road. So what we can do is create again a sample, let's say barangay road here, and then make it the speed very very small. Okay, then I'll put the barangay road somewhere here, and okay, and then I'll make sure that again our profile is tying into the existing ground. Okay, there. Okay, then let's check. I will have to rotate this model. Okay, and then see if my pier or my height or the height of my bridge is uh, correct or just nice with respect to the road below, right? So what I did is I moved the pier a little bit so that I won't be uh, disturbing the existing road here. Okay. Then after that, let's look at the clearance. Okay. Let's look at the clearance. So rotate ko pa. Na? Yan. Okay. So there is a tool here that would allow us to do that. So there is this bridge clearance tool. Okay. All I need to do is just set a proper clearance. So in the Philippines, ilan po ba ang clearance ng bridge? Yung tipong sobrang baba. So let's just try 4 meters, right? 4 meters. There. Then look at the prompt. It says select the bridge segment to analyze. So I'm going to select the bridge, which is this one, and then select the road below. So I'm going to select this. Okay. Then after that, look at what you can see now. Ano pong kulay or what is the color of the box that you see? Okay, what's the color? Who can type in the chat? Okay. Kulay pula or red, right? The red indicates that we did not have proper clearance. Okay, so expected clearance is around 4 meters, but then what the software can measure is only 2.72. So that's why it's telling us na sobrang baba ng bridge natin. Okay, so what we can do now is adjust. Where's this area? I need to do it for the bridge, because this current cross long section is for the road, so I have to do it for the bridge. I'll select the bridge. Okay, I just rotate it a little bit so that I can select it properly. Okay, so I'll select our bridge. Okay, the long section will appear below, and then where is this area? So somewhere here, right? Somewhere here. So this is the road. Okay, so what I need to do is maybe move the bridge a little bit higher. So I'm gonna move it up and see if that red box would change to indicate that the clearance has been achieved. Let's see. Hindi pa rin. Pula pa rin. Oh, wait I think it's still loading. See Mhm. Yeah, it's still red. So we have to still move it up. Move it up. Further up. I'll exaggerate na. So that we're finished with this tool. Okay. There. Mhm. I think we should be okay now after this. To this step. Oops, hindi pa rin pala. Okay, let's okay. Uh, okay. Anyway, uh, did I click it properly? Naka-exaggerate. Sobrang baba pala ng exaggeration natin. Kaya kahit na nag-click ako ng mataas, ang baba pa rin nung, okay, exaggerate ko na talaga. Okay, I'll really exaggerate the height. So it changed to a different colored box to indicate that we have really uh, achieved a clearance with respect to the road below. Okay. Mhm, mhm. There. Yan. Exaggerated, really, right? So notice our expected clearance is only 4, but the actual is around 15 meters, right? Which is just nice for us to see that it is indeed uh, applying, okay, the changes that we did. And of course, anytime you wish to change the type of the columns, um, a while ago, this one are what, tapered cap. And if let's say for instance, everything I'll change to hammerhead, baka mas matipid ata ang hammerhead kumpara sa pile. I don't know, correct me. I'm not a bridge engineer. So, yan. Okay, let's see. There. Yan. Okay, there. So if let's say we're okay with this and then you want to add maybe some culverts, there's a tool that will allow us to add some culverts in our lalo na in this area where we're in its slope, right? So I'm gonna select the alignment and then notice as I move my mouse, it's actually creating a preview of how the culvert will be placed. So I will click somewhere here just to demo it for you guys, right? And then I'll just left click to accept. And let's see, it's loading. Excuse me. Now it's loading some schemas which are actually related to our another software, which is called the solution. Okay, because anytime you wish to export this model to detailed design, you'll be able to do so. So here, you see, the Colbert was created very fast, right there. And now, actually, you can also do a drainage network, right? If uh, I will just not do it in here, but you'll be able to create a drainage network along your road. Okay, it's gonna be a network already, right? I think I have a video showing a quick video of that, but let me check if I have it in here so that more or less you can see. Wait, let me check. Okay, I'm gonna switch to one of those videos that I have prepared. Uh, is it this one? No, no, not this one. Not this one. I think this other one. Okay, wait. Sorry, Wait, this one, this one. Okay. Let me just, ayan. I think somewhere here, somewhere here. When I'm done creating another intersection, I actually created another intersection on this area and there. If I would like to apply a drainage, right? So I showed you earlier how to apply the culvert. So this is the process similar to what I did earlier. Now, what I want to show is how it will apply a drainage network. Yan. So move ko lang po a little bit, right? So that I can show this tool. Wait, sorry. Ayan. There. Drainage network. Then I could apply different intervals, minimum cover, maximum cover, slope, and minimum and maximum slope. So all I need to do is just select my alignment or my corridor. I did not do it for the one I created kasi mahaba yon. So I had to create uh, because we are pressed with time, right? I created a short one only, and then there. And then with just a click of a button, it will automatically, right, create a network of drainage and even define catchment areas. Okay, so the blue shape that you see are the catchment areas. So, saan banda yung malalalim, okay, na area. So to turn off muna natin yun para we can really see the drainage network properly. Yan. Okay? So side drains, okay, along the road. Okay. And if we turn off the level or the layer of the road itself, there, you'd be able to see the manholes properly with pipes. Okay. Yeah, very nice. This is um, available in the latest version of OpenRoads ConceptStation. Okay. Earlier version don't have this tool. Okay? There. Right. Yan. So halimbawa, we're done with our you can even create an profiles while you're in here. Yan. And even a table of all the inlets, the culverts that you have actually added. Okay? Now, once you have I went back now to our existing design or the proposed design that we're doing. Okay. If, let's say, for instance, I'm happy already with this. Okay. Remember, I mentioned about calculating or generating cost and quantities. So, if this is option one, I could already run this tool, which is here, okay, to create a summary of the cost and the quantities. So all I need to do is just click this button, then it will compute everything based on the templates that we use, based on the status that you have applied for your corridor. It will extract those quantities and then show it in a report. So currently, masyadong mahal yung ating project kasi ang daming earthworks, right? If you notice here. So around 232 million ang ating nadidetect. But of course, it's because of the assignment. This one, if you want to customize the costing, you can always go back to the backstage. We call it backstage, and then click on quantities and cost, and then you can assign rates, um, detailed cost, yan, per cubic meter or maybe per item, depending on the type of category. Okay, furniture cost as well. Yan. Okay. So, kaya we have this. It's because of that rate or calculation. Now, if you want a detailed report, just click that button and then you'll have the detailed report, again, giving us this much of the cost for the project. And then you can export to Excel, right? You can export to Excel. So let's say I'll just export it to Excel so that you can more or less see how the report looks like. I haven't assigned a name. Option, let's say option one. Save. Okay, so it saves our report. Let me just open it so that you can see how it looks like. It's an Excel file. Okay. Yan. Mabilisan lang. Ayun. So, summary is here. Then, based on the corridor that you have created, so we have created the main road, then also barangay road, because we have some intersection, right, with our main road. That's why it also gives us that uh, or generate that cost. Okay. So kunyari, that's our option two or option one. Now I have a video to show us what if, okay, what if you will be creating another design option. So creating another design option would be easily done by using this tool, create new, and you don't have to create from scratch. It will utilize the same model. Then after that, you just need to modify some of the areas na gusto nyong baguhin. Like for instance, this is too much, right? Too much earthworks. That's why it's cost a lot. So maybe it's more practical to change the or make the bridge longer, right? Make the bridge longer. So that's why I have a finished video here that shows that aspect. So we now have option two. We now have option two. And what happened here, we modify the stretch or some of the stretch of our corridor and replace it with bridges. Okay. Instead of uh, too much earthworks. Okay. And it's also actually more practical kasi this is we're running through a palayan or maybe palaisdaan or whatsoever, right? So just to do not disturb uh, mother nature, probably it's more practical to lay out a bridge in this area, right? So once you're done laying out your modification, run again another cost, right? And then it will generate the the total cost of your design option 2. Okay? Now, my finished model, actually, yung finished model ko, which I tested a while ago, um, actually generated two design options. So just for us to see that you can generate different options, not only two, you can generate as much. So like for instance, kunyari, yung unang design natin, with 16 hammerhead or the bridge length is only 730 meters. The span is around 16 hammerhead type, wing wall regular type. Then the cost that we have arrived at are around 51 million. Now ignore the dollar sign because it could be peso, but then I don't know, they haven't replaced it to a peso sign or did not probably just remove the currency symbol at all, right? But anyway, going back, design option one is around 50 million. And then design option two, wherein we change the corridor to or the bridge part to approximately 2 kilometer. And then even though we have a lot of piers, right? Still the cost is lesser, right? So that's why from here, you can now decide as to what you would take to the detailed design. Okay? Dahil mas mura na siya. Mas mura na siya. Okay? So once you have finalized the cost or the corridor, it's high time for you to add some maybe furnitures along your proposed road. When you say furnitures, it could be lighting, it could be barriers, guardrails, right? So like for instance, in this video that I'm showing, I'm laying out a lighting along the path, the entire path of the corridor. So notice that it really recognizes the the length, okay, as well as the shape of your alignment. And then from there, mabilis lang mag-layout, okay? Uh, Sasabihin nyo lang sa software kung saan yung susundin niyang alignment. Okay? You can also adjust the placement to be of a specific distance from the center line. You can rotate them one by one or individually, one by one or all of them all together. Okay? Another, let's say for instance, the area wherein it's going up to the bridge, maybe you want to add guardrails. So we have some ready-made guardrails in the software. All you need to do is just define the spacing. Okay, of course, yung angle of orientation niya, uh, you need to just familiarize yourself to the orientation, right? Tapos, ang bilis-bilis lang niyang ilagay. Yan. Yun. So 3D na siya agad, right? 3D na siya agad. And what's good about this, it will also be added in your costing later. Yan. Okay. Yun. So I'm going through a few more slide and steps. Okay. So halimbawa, syempre, kailangan sa kabila rin, meron, right? So yan, lay it out like that. Oops, baliktad yung ating angle. So, palitan natin yung angle niya. Excuse me. Okay. So, angle from reference, baliktarin lang natin. So, 180. That's why. Yun. Tapos, konting adjust sa ating uh, alignment or positioning with reference to our center line and so on. So, very straightforward yung tools ng OpenRoads ConceptStation. So, para ka lang naglalaro actually. Okay? It's like you're only playing. Okay? Sorry for speaking Tagalog. Okay? I'm not too sure if everyone are Filipino in the participants. But yeah, as I mentioned, it's pretty much straightforward. It seems like you're just playing with the tools and customizing it according to a conceptual detail, right? LOD something or based on your requirement. There. Now, once you're done, it's high time, of course, to export the model to your visualization. Actually, in this, you're already visualizing it, right? But we have a better tool for you to create an animation, a walkthrough, a fly through by making sure you output it using the visualize tool of ConceptStation. Then, excuse me, when you press the visualize tool, it's actually launching Lumen RT on the side. Lumen RT Designer. Excuse me. Yun. So this one comes together with your installation of OpenRoads ConceptStation. So if you want to add some more makeup, kumbaga, sa inyong model, excuse me, add a scene, making it night, day, excuse me. Wait, I'll just mute my mic. Sorry. Okay, to add in some more visualization, okay, um, add more street furniture. And if you notice, since we're geo coordinated, right? When you say geo coordinated, we are positioned in the right location with respect to Earth. That's why you can adjust the time of the day. Right? Although the season naman in the Philippines are just uh, wet and dry, right? So that's why the the shadows that will be cast will be based on the night or the time of the day. Kung noontime yan, of course, nasa taas, then nasa left, nasa right, depending on the time. Okay? You can even add cars, people, trees, animals, excuse me, so that you can enhance your animation. So notice here, when you're doing animation, all you need to do is just go to a specific location, then add it as a scene, go to another specific location and then add it on the scene, and then play it. It will already create the animation for you. Yun. And then just output it into a visualization or a video format. Okay? There. Yan. If you want to add cars, I have one sample video here wherein it's already an almost finished, okay, animation of a model created in ConceptStation with trees added, vehicles added, and the time of day also adjusted. And actually, if your screen is nice or the resolution is high, even the movement of the trees according to the wind is also considered. Now, this video here is showing how you can easily add traffic or vehicles in your corridor model created from ConceptStation. So all you need to do is just reference um, or add the different sets of vehicles in the scene, and then the direction of the traffic. Then once you're done, yeah, let's just make sure everything. Yeah, once you're done, then just click the play button there. So the cars would all show up. So you can adjust, as I mentioned earlier, the time of the day. If it's nighttime, yung ilaw na in-apply ninyo dun sa scene would also have light, okay, lumens information depending on the object that you reference from the model. Okay, there. So Luminarty, as I mentioned, is embedded together with ConceptStation. You don't have to buy extra license for that um, because it's there for free. Okay, we call it Luminarty Designer. And okay, so I guess with that, actually, just um, if let's say for instance, wait, I move it back to a different slide. If let's say for instance you have some survey data, it's also possible to start from there in Concept Station. And another new technology available right now, I think some of you knows or have used drones, right, to capture images. So you can also extract survey data using your drones and then plugging it to our software called iTwin Capture. You'd be able to uh, generate what we call reality mesh. And then this reality mesh could be the start of your concept station model. Okay. You could also take it to detailed design. Okay. So the reality mesh can be extracted to a terrain and then yun na yung magiging base surface ninyo. Yan. Tas, yan. Okay. So, may ibang software po na ginagamit for this one, which is called iTwin Capture. But kahit anong, kung may drone ka na ginagamit pang vlogging, okay, you can use that. Okay. It's just that, of course, may best practice in acquiring the photos so that you can generate an a reality mesh out of it. Okay, there. Now, one example of a reality mesh is this one, the slide I showed you previously. We have a partner in the Philippines named Infosys. So they actually give this kind of services wherein they have a drone, they fly through the area, and then using the context, the iTwin capture software, they generate this kind of reality mesh. So this one, actually, I we borrowed it from Infosys. They are Philippine or partner, Bentley Philippine partner there. So this area that I'm showing is actually, um, who can recognize this area? I will move back a bit, para lang everyone can see it. Yan. This is somewhere in Visayas, actually. Ayun pala, nakasulat nga pala dito. Leyte province, right? So it's actually in the Leyte province. And then Infosys is the one who actually acquired this reality mesh. Um, and then you can start from here in ConceptStation, or even in other solutions of Bentley system, like for instance, OpenRoads Designer, so that you can generate a model out of it, right? Or a terrain out of it. And with the reality mesh itself, you could already do measurements, volume calculation, surface area calculation, and so on. So that you have a tool that would more or less a device or an information that would that you could take into your, not only for your conceptual modeling but also for your detailed design. Okay, so yeah, with that, I think I'm done, right? But for those who want to try the software, um, and if you are in the academe or you're a student as well, you could just go to Bentley Education website or education.bentley.com. Just create a Bentley profile, and then you already can download any of the softwares that we have with Bentley system. One of them, or one of those, is of course ConceptStation. Right? eh, then yeah, just make sure you register as or create a Bentley profile, and for civil design, which is where Open Roads is included, we have quite a lot of softwares available. Open Roads Designer. For rail, we have Open Rail Designer. And by the way, Concept Station have two flavors: Open Roads Concept Station, which is the one that we have shown earlier, then Open Rail Concept Station. For site design, we have Open Site Designer. Okay. Again, education.bentley.com. And then if you want a detailed step as to how you can download it, I am flashing in the screen a QR code, which leads you to our YouTube channel. That's that's will guide you will guide you through the step as to how you can create your Bentley profile, and then download from the internet, and also install. Okay, so there's a playlist there for you to get started using uh, not only Open Roads ConceptStation but our other softwares as well. Okay, and I hope you have already scanned the QR code. I'm gonna flash it. uh, okay, and one last thing, I would like to invite everyone, because we have we have an annual event. This time it will be here in Singapore, but we also have an on-demand or live version of all the keynotes and industries sessions. So if you want to be part of the showcase of different projects in all over the world that uses Bentley solutions, okay, you can scan this QR code to register to the year-end infrastructure event. You don't need to be, or you don't need to go to Singapore. You can watch the live or even the on-demand session, all you need to do is just register to the to that event. Okay. And then in October, this dates 19 and 20, we will be going to the Philippines, and we'll be joining the third Philippine Roads, Bridges and Tunnel Summit in City of Dreams, Manila. So I'll be there. Uh, we have a booth there, and we will be showcasing some other solutions of Bentley systems, not only open roads, concept station. We also would showcase our other roads, bridges, and tunnel solutions. Okay, there. Okay, so um, I'm done, Miss Marlene. Marley, ba? Yeah, Marilyn. Okay,
Yes.
but
So thank you
yeah.
so much.
Okay. Actually, while we wait, uh, uh, while we are ending the session, I just want to show one last model we're in, because in the early demonstration that I showed, there's no tunnel, right? There's no tunnel because our terrain is a bit flat. So I just want to show this one model we're in. There's a tunnel. Okay. The step is the same as how we did it with the bridge. We create the at grade first, and then using this tool. Oh, where is it? Uh, this one, tunnel. You'll be able to change it to tunnel. Okay, and then you can change it to different types of tunnel: circle, horseshoe, square, or rectangular type, and so on. Okay. I'm okay. Ma'am Marilyn, I'm done. Sorry to interrupt you. Okay.
No problem. Yan. So, I know yung mga viewers natin have learned a lot from Miss Maylene. It's really true that you can learn open roads and concept station in just a minute. I mean minutes, not a minute, but minutes. Yeah.
Oo.
Sorry.
Mabilis lang, madali lang.
Yes. So upon viewing kasi andito ako sa backstage, I'm seeing Miss Maylene doing the concept station, the roads. And I see that
Mhm,
yun nga, it's just easy to to do that
mhm,
roads with the use of Bentley open roads. Yeah,
mhm.
so what else? Do you still have any announcement, Miss Maylene? If you still have
Ah,
announcement, so you can also share here aside from
mm,
what you have said earlier. And
mm.
if our audience have question, maybe we can answer 3 questions if you have. Or if you
Yeah.
don't have any more questions about this one, because Miss Maylin have discussed it very clear.
Mhm.
So yeah, let's just move on to another. Okay, so I think so to our viewers, do you have question? Oh, I think
Mhm.
no questions already. So Sir Joe Mark said, "Thank you for doing this, Miss Maylin."
Hey,
Yeah, thank you
welcome
for doing this,
anytime.
Miss Maylin.
Yeah,
Yes.
anytime. Looking forward for next sessions of sharing, right? Other, not only open roads, because I mentioned earlier we have quite a lot of solutions. So just let me know if you need us or me or anyone from my team to help out in the presentation.
You have did your best. Thank you so much for doing this for us. And I
No
know
worries.
our viewers have learned a lot from you.
Hopefully, yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, thank you. And I hope to see everyone again in another session. And Sergio Mark, thank you for this opportunity, and looking forward for next sessions. Thank you.
so once more, thank you so much for all of you guys who attended this session this evening. Once more, this is Learn Open Roads Concept Station in a minute. Thank you so much for joining us, and God bless to everyone.